Okay, let's do this then. So hello everyone, I am live for the hour. I'm going to be doing some live readings. I am actually, in this very moment, live on YouTube and on Facebook. So I'm going to see how this goes. I used to use, a couple of years ago, I used to use streaming software to do this. And, it's got its positives, it's got negatives. And so I just thought I'd try this. I haven't done this for the longest time to actually go live. If you are watching me on YouTube, you won't see me do this for quite a while. So what I'm going to do is, for everyone that's in both platforms, what we're going to do in just a minute, when I like to give people a chance to get on, is you're going to put a question, in the comment section there. Bear in mind, I can't have a chat back and forth with you. So, it's a question that I can give you an answer with. And in these opening, few minutes, it'll be, a general question. And then going on from there, I'd like more specific questions just so I can get to as many people as I can. I read with the, it's not Rider-Waite, it's the Robin Wood deck. And here's a couple of cards there. I'll be right there. Here's a couple of cards. This is a great deck. If you are proficient with reading tarot cards, if you're a beginner, I love this deck. Every single time I pick a card up from this, I find something different, and that's the idea. That's what you want. So many decks out there, they've got just the simplicity, the most reductive imagery and analogies, and that's great. But at that point, you may as well be using playing cards, And so this deck really good. There's an app that costs like $3. It comes with the full book, and she's really, really funny as well. She's the artist, she's the author. She's really funny, and that's if you're wanting to learn to read for yourself. Tarot is something you can go to many, many depths with, and I wouldn't say I've gotten to those depths, but I'm comfortable with my ability to tune in and read. And the thing is, when you're tuning into intuition for someone, in most of the time, you're going to confirm what they already know or what they already knew. And that's not because you're stating the obvious, it's because you're tuned into the same thing as them. But what you as the reader don't have is the attachment, right? You simply have detachment, and that's a lot of what one brings to someone. From that space, an external confirmation can mean a lot, right? Can mean a lot. So before I get going here then, how should I put this? I've prepared something for anyone that's actually going to sit with me. You can explain most things with a balloon, and I'm going to take a minute here and explain a little bit about patience and impatience, okay? So we all had plenty of both. Impatience is a pent-up energy, right? It's going to express its neediness, which is repellent. No one wants that. And it also makes time move slower. So what do most people say in advice to that? They say, be patient, be more patient, and so on. And in reality, what that means is sit on it, pretend it's not there, right? It's not good advice. It's not good advice. It's basically saying you're feeling something, pretend you don't feel it. So now you're not allowed to feel it, but you still have the fixation, So advice I was given a while ago is patience is what you do in the meantime, right? Because you can't control any outcome, can you? You can only control what you do, how you feel. And so if you imagine pent-up energy, impatience, it's something that hasn't gotten to go where it wants to go and it's fixated on there. But if you do something else with it, okay? There we go. My kids love that sound. Do something else with it, you exhaust it somewhere else. All of a sudden, you've taken away the point of fixation and you've taken away time from it, okay? So worth having a play with there. There's so much in our world we cannot control. So patience is what you do in the meantime, okay? So speaking of the meantime, I'm happily yakking away here. Let's see, we have questions from Karina. Excuse me. I just need to check I can see that too. All right, got no one there. All right. What do you think the development of my daughter's relationship with her boyfriend is? It moved forward? What do you see in the development of my daughter's relationship with her boyfriend? Is it move forward with strength, path together, or separate, short term or long term? Okay. I am getting a good feel from Miss Karina, a good long-term feel, without going into more detail, which than is necessary right now. I get a good feel about this, and I would invite you. Okay, I'm a parent. I haven't got to your stage yet, but I'm a parent, so I'll just sprinkle that on what I'm going to say here. If you can just maybe take a little step back here, actually just talking about being a little controlling. Let's not be against this idea of being controlling. If we're controlling, it's because we care, right? Because we care. But just take a step back, let them be people. All right, I do get a good feel from this, and a good long-term feel as well. Right. Laurie, nice to see you on here. Will your husband return home to Oklahoma this spring? We're really wanting him back here for good. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right. I feel it will be just a little after that, Laurie, just a little after spring. But if I can put it in these terms, he's on the way. He's on the way. He wants to. He knows you want to. I feel it might just be a little after spring, but close to it, near enough. I would say near enough. He wants to. Yeah. Okay, Carolee, I say kind of lost on my path. I'm sorry to hear that. A lot of shifting going on. Any guidance on how I should proceed or anything? Hold on. What's that here? Any guidance on how you should proceed or anything will be facing going into the new year? Okay. So, Carolee, let me back up a bit. You're feeling lost on your path. I'm seeing that you're not. Okay, they're not the same thing. Not the same thing. You're feeling how you're feeling, and that's absolutely real. Not gonna try and talk you out of how you're feeling. I will say to you, there's quite a bit of new ahead of you. And so what is there to do? Actually, nothing. But I want to explain nothing. First of all, the new that's coming and just the points after that, it's going to take a while. That's the first thing. The second thing, and this is more maybe explains why you're feeling what you're feeling, is you're in the last kind of cleanup stage. The house I moved out of to move into this one. What was the last thing that needed to happen? I had to clean it, didn't I? Didn't clean it very well, but I'd clean it. And so, analogously, for you, you're kind of pulling out some, barbs and little darts and so on that have been sent your way, that you just kind of carried on with because you felt you had to, but now you don't. And of course, when something's coming out, you feel it, don't you? You feel it, and it's discomfort. You feel uncomfortable and a little lost on orientation there, and then you think something's wrong. But it's actually things moving away, moving out, coming up to the surface, moving out. And then, if I tell you there are 4 aces in a deck of 78 cards, and I'm looking at 2 of them, right? I've put 5 cards down and 2 aces are in there, out of a deck of 78. I mean, you do the numbers. So, we don't just have one path. We have like cycles upon cycles upon cycles upon cycles. And sometimes you'll get one small one completing. In fact, sometimes you'll get several completing at the same time while one is beginning. And it's difficult to know where one's place is within that. All right. But you are on your path, so to speak. And all is well. Just make sure you keep drinking. All right. Jade, do I see more happiness, success in your family moving to Colorado? If so, what time frame do you see for us? Okay. And Jade, I know who you are. Yes, I do. I see happiness for you. I already did anyway, because I know, of course, your mother, but I wanted to check too. Just, defocus your eyes. Let me just show you, just look at the energy of the cards, right? Just look at those colors, right? Look at those colors there. Beautiful, huh? But anyway, you wanted to get a sense of timing, and okay, so what I'm getting here, and there's a further conversation needed, we're getting more into March, April kind of time now. I believe, I don't know where this is coming from. February was originally there. I'm not getting that now. Things do shift. Great energy for either a February, March, or April move. I quite actually prefer April, if I'm being honest, looking at this, but March looks super good as well. Okay, turn that down a little bit. Okay. Ginger, general reading, please. If I can't, you put another one. Should you start selling your plants online? You've been pondering this to bring in some extra money since you haven't been able to find a better paying job. Got you. So I get a yes for that, Ginger. I would encourage you to get support with that. Just extra hands and so on. I'm seeing a man here. I'm assuming it's your husband. Just helping you along with that. All right. But I love what you do with plants. I see you can make money from that. I see money's going to be okay. Just saying. But yes, just get some support so it's not all on you. Melissa, I love a relationship reading. Yes, absolutely. And oh, Melissa, seeing there's something. There is a strong possibility of this year. Okay, and while there isn't a huge amount this year left, people come out, don't they? People come out. 'Tis the season. So for me, that's a strong likelihood, and so much so that I want to direct you in about what's actually happening, and it's not about, oh, I met someone where before there wasn't someone. It's like, no, you are ready with a capital R, ready, and there's a part of you that's been waiting to kind of come out and show herself, right? That's what it's more about. As with all things, doors open, doors close, windows open, windows close. You don't have to walk through a door. And so the next window I'm getting, as it were, is again some March. No. April, May. Yeah, but I get a good feel for that this year for you in this year 2024, and just a reminder of it's your being creates, your beingness creates. Okay. I think Shakti Sirius, would you please receive any career guidance? Thank you. Any guidance that can help. So I'm not sure what's happening, but I answered this question for you the last time. So I will look at what I'm getting, but you're not giving me much. You're not being very clear with the question, and I have answered this question, so I will do it. And then I'll go to Tiffany's next. Okay. Right. So with regard to career advice for you, Shakti Sirius, I would say, again, I'm getting a good read here for you. I feel resources are there for you. Are you using them though? Right. I remember when I was looking at making a career change, I was shown, I kind of looked up I see all these bees around around the nest, of course, and the message there for me is, are you making honey? So there's resources there. You are very ready. You are very in your power. Intuition is working. So I guess I keep coming to, are you doing something with that? Are you putting those pieces together? One reason I wonder if you aren't, or have a hesitation to, is a tendency to take on too much in one go, right? And so it's a reminder we can unmake most choices, almost every choice. We can shift our trajectory. And so I would like to see you looking more ahead than behind. And whereas the behind and what has come is what we know. And yes, that's where our experiences come from too. Sometimes we've got to say yes. And then the pieces come together and the way gets cleared for that, even if we don't know how. All right. So I think I would boil it down to that. I would distill it to that. Just say yes. Say yes. Tiff. Planning an event to practice with others. I want to jump on it right now, but keep hesitating. Is this self-doubt or you just go for it? Okay. I mean, this is very clear. Just go for it. Just go for it. It's got some, similarly to what I was just saying to Shakti Sirius here. Where do your doubts come from? They come from the past. And I'm not saying that isn't valid. Mine are, and that's where mine come from. Let's turn that down. That's where mine come from. Okay, but you've got such supportive energy here. You've got the Emperor, card number 4, the Fool. Oh, the Fool here. The door is open. The door is open. And the energy of the Fool, by the way, just looking at the energy of the Fool, this is where things begin. It is the big commencement. It's the start of the cycle, okay? And with the energy of that kind of newness, you can't make mistakes. Right? You can't get things wrong because the wrong doesn't exist yet, and so it doesn't happen. So I'm not saying later down the road, because the wheel of the tarot, the 22 cards, or Jungianism, if that's how you see it, yeah, there are learning points ahead, but not at card 0. So yes, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. I think your name is Car, and you're asking about finance. And Cody, I will get to you after that. Okay, so this is what I want to say to you about finance. I see it coming. I see it there, right? See it presented to you. And then what happens? Then what do you do? And I'm being somewhat rhetorical. I don't know if that's fair to me, but fair to you to do. But I'm like, your question is about, is it coming? Yes, it's coming. This doesn't feel complete to me. What do you then do with it? Are you hasty with it? Does it leave you too quickly? A resource like money, we think about it flowing in, we think about holding, and we think about using it. And there's a perfect timing with all of those 3 components. And the ideal use of a flow like money, and the acronym is MONEY, my own natural energy yield. Okay, our adeptness with a type of energy like money is our ability to bring it in, hold it for the appropriate amount of time, and then use it in the appropriate way at the appropriate time. Okay, so my request to you is have some awareness about that third part, second and third part. You're holding it and letting it go. I feel it's being used too quickly. No, sure. Sometimes we got the bills, that bill to pay, it just came up, or that need, or the pet's ill, or something like that. Things will happen. But I feel there is a habitual tendency to kind of tighten up on. If you can do that, actually, if you can do that, what you will have done is, come on, I can do this. You will have patched up a leak, so to speak. Then more can come in and more can be held, and the urgency isn't there. Right. So I do see it coming. It's just how you use it. Okay. Cody. Just need to see. And Debbie after this. And just sorry, I need to go someone after this. Her name is Presh. I'm not doing general readings from this point on. There should be time if you have a specific question. I should be able to get to it to you, but I'm not doing general readings from this point on. Okay. Cody, looking for insight about if you should make plans to go back to Oklahoma sometime soon to visit family or wait until springtime. Thank you. A specific question. Okay, that's reasonably clear. I would recommend spring to you. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad to go sooner, but I don't recommend it. So I would suggest spring to you. I don't know that you need to wait quite that long either, but not. I don't even think this year. I don't even think this year. So maybe earlier in next year than spring, but it's next year for sure. Yeah. Debbie. Oh, sorry, Debbie as well. I'm not doing general readings because I just want to get to as many people as I can. Okay. So just put a question in. I should be able to get to you. Lisa. Do I see your love life changing next year? Anything you should know? You're currently single. Okay. Okay, I do see it changing next year. I do. It's going to be a while. It's what I'm getting here. I want to show you what I'm looking at, Lisa. Just how I'm going to do this. So how I read on questions like this is I look at time periods and see what the energy is there, and this is what I'm getting. So consider that this is the first half of next year. This is the second half of next year. Now, I'm not seeing what I would like to be seeing for you. This is the first half of next year. This is kind of weaker energy. You've got the Page of Swords here. It's it's embryonic in timing. The Four of Cups here is about, it's a little bit of flatness of energy, maybe despondency, missing the real gift that's there. And so what this says to me is, and by the way, much better energy for the second part next year for a relationship for you. That's particularly this kind of time next year. Really good, really good. This all says to me that there is very necessary, important, wonderful work that you're doing within, for yourself, and on yourself. And I'm not saying there won't be people that make themselves known and interested and available to you, so to speak, but it would almost be a distraction too soon. And I feel like the first half of next year, the real relationship is with yourself. If that makes sense. Mary. Politics aside, Mary Black. Politics aside, this has been a rough season for you. Can I pull some cards for the next few months? Yes, absolutely. Well, Mary, I'm definitely getting more positive energy around you. I just thought I'd look at the next 4 months, December, January, February, and March. And it's all looking a lot more solid, a lot more connected, with the exception, for whatever reason, of February. And it's in February I'm seeing some of the miscommunication. Right, you're not being heard, listened to. Then you've got consequences to clear up, and so on. Then March really opens up again, wonderfully. So I want to say, I just thought I'd look for the next 4 months, because then it gets a bit ridiculous after that. How can you even think about 5 months ahead, especially at these times? So I want to say the next. With the exception of some little challenge we've got there in February, the next 4 months looks pretty good, very good. Money, connection, happiness, yeah. Oh, Peggy Casper. Took advice, have an appointment with a medical intuitor later today. Do you see anything for me in regards to what I should do business-wise in the next few months? Okay, let's try and make sense. First thing I want to say, Peggy, is do what you know. Right? I'm in a phase where I need to start doing different and new things, just because that's the terrain for me. It's slightly different. I feel like doing what you know and doing what you know works. I'm also seeing you getting together small groups. Okay, so even smaller than 7 and 8, smaller than that. Okay, small groups. There is new coming, but I think the new is more about you teaching. So this isn't teaching. This is just providing a service, but actually teaching, and that's getting into. I'm not going to be like super specific here because it's not the most immediately relevant thing. But let's say 2, 3, 4 months time. That I'm seeing you teaching. I'm seeing you teaching. All right. So between now and then, other than in addition to the one-on-one work that you do, it's bringing people together, but it's remembering when we get people together, it's as much community happening like this, right? It's as much community happening as it is us doing our thing. You've got to remember the importance of fellowship. Fellowship helps the passage of time for us. Rachel. Any advice I can give you on career and guidance? Career and finance, you said. Career and finance. Right. Actually, just very directly, I don't know what you're doing for career at the moment, but it's very much time for a change. Very much time for a change. Almost to the point I don't have and here's what you should do, but just very clear that it's a change. And sometimes a change is a change for a change's sake. And that's the important thing to do. People talk about being so clear about what one's career is and so on. It's like, oh, I don't know if we're living that life anymore. But I do see a change needs to happen there. With regard to money, it's about, what I want to say is it's about conserving and growing money right now for you. If you were on a few minutes ago when I was talking about the different stages of money for us, and there's the holding part. There's a holding part where it's, and look, you could say investing is using it as well, but it's still being used to hold, right? And so I want to say to you, for whatever it's about, be saving and growing money right now. Yeah, I think that's what I need to. Otherwise, this could go on a long time. But that's what I'm getting. Sometimes I'll get questions and like, well, there's a lot more to say, but I have to respect what we're trying to do here. And Lily. Can I tell if your legal assessment will work out for you? So, one, I'm sorry that took me so long. Two, after it taking so long, I wish I had something happier to say right now. It's not looking, what I'm seeing here, Lily, isn't looking very good. And I don't even know what to say about that. Because I don't want to throw platitudes at you and so on. It's your life, and this is tremendously important to you. I'm just not seeing things going particularly well here. If it was me and I had a reading like this about proceedings of my own, I would be leaning a little harder, putting a bit more pressure on my own agents, as it were, the people that are representing me. So I shall move on now. Natasha? I wanted to ask why you keep running into roadblocks on the path. I know I'm supposed to be on. It feels like I'm fighting against the current. Yeah. All right. I'm going to say your words back to you here. Why you keep running into roadblocks on the path? You're running into roadblocks because they're there. You're not going the wrong way and suddenly finding a roadblock. You are working on behalf of your whole family, okay? And you're absolutely on the path, and you know you've chosen this life to move some heaviness there. So if you're hitting roadblocks, it's one, it's making you stronger. Two, they are supposed to be there. Three, they're slowing you down a bit as well, because you know there's a tendency to zip off, isn't there? And want to leave things behind you. So I feel I've said this before, but slow down a bit. Just slow down a bit. Slow down a bit. Everything is actually okay. As far as I'm seeing it, everything's okay. This very much is not just about you. Yeah. And it won't always be like this. Sylvie, I'm not doing general readings now. If you want to put a specific question in, Kelly Murray. We are considering getting a kitten for our daughter. Is it a good idea? I do not recommend that. I don't recommend that you get a kitten for your daughter, Kelly. She's not ready to have that kind of, I want to say responsibility, but not yet. I need to clear the deck again. Catherine. Catherine, you've asked. Oh, sorry, Sylvie. Oh, now I see it. Yes. You asked, should you change jobs? Yes, that's what I will. Yes. So everyone, don't get upset with me. I'm literally seeing questions as they come up in chronological order. Okay, so I'm just going down one by one by one by one. There is no favoritism or unfairness here. Sylvie, I don't recommend changing jobs right now. I don't recommend changing jobs right now. Catherine, will your finances improve soon? Right. They're improving, and then I sort of see a bit of a plateau, Catherine. Okay. So with the risk of saying really vanilla words here, please will you stay positive, okay? Please will you stay positive. I'll use the acronym I used earlier on, MONEY, my own natural energy yield. And so when we close down, it doesn't flow as easily, does it? And I know that's very easy to say, oh, open up. But please do. You know what I'm going to suggest to you? This is good advice. And I just did this yesterday. It behooves us not to just think about the next thing we want to have happen. It behooves us to think about the thing we want to have happen after that, and then after that, because then our vibrational trajectory is going much, much further. And so the first thing that we want to have happen will have a lot more of our momentum sent at it. I'm saying that because I see it kind of slowing down, because you've asked for my finances to improve. I think you need to go further than that. I think you need to go to, my finances are going to improve, and then I'm going to. And then after that, I'm going to, right? And you see, you do that. And you actually do that. You see how I want you to have the direct experience of your own vibrational field expanding as you do that. Because it will contract again, but instead of contracting to here, it will contract to here, right? We're doing for time. Crystal Aurora, anything on Korea you have asked? Well, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Let me start there. So the first thing I want to say is keep doing what you're doing. This is like this is my 5th year of doing this, and I never know who's going to come on, and sometimes it's more and sometimes it's less people. But I'm not looking to like get anything out of each time I do it. It's more the practice of it, and in a way how that cultivates me. And so this is why I want to say, if you're not seeing things coming back to you from how your career is right now, which I feel you should be because it's looking good, just keep going. There's really nothing I would change here. I see things picking up. I do see things picking up, right? Now, let me just address one thing I've said. I don't mean just do the same thing. I mean responding to what comes to you, how you respond to it. Now, that's how I do see things shifting a bit. But in terms of you changing anything prematurely or just for the sake of changing, I don't see that. I don't see anything needs to be. I feel it's all going to come to you. Yeah. All right. So let me share with you all actually a couple of things, something really cool I want to show you really quickly. I was lent this for a while. This is a crystal skull, and I believe this is made of rhyolite. And I don't work tremendously much with crystals, and certainly not with crystal skulls. But I'll say about these incredible pieces is, first of all, they are keepers of information. And the skull itself, it's not supposed to be a macabre thing. It's actually the angular and geometric positionings of each point to each point. That's why it's such a sacred symbol. It's not about the human head at all, as far as I understand. This one is really cool. Just discovering as I was working with it, that actually one's hands placements on it make it do different things, or I should truly say, release different things from it. And I don't get to see these very often, and certainly not one as beautiful as this. That's rhyolite. My friend Susan has lent it to me for a short amount of time, and I'm very happy to have it around. I am doing an offer on sessions, so I do obviously longer sessions. I'm doing longer sessions. That's the work I do that I get paid for. If you would like to have a full reading with me or a full healing session or a bit of both, just go on my website. You can book there. Use the coupon in letters. Thank you. That's because it's for Thanksgiving. And you will get 20% off. Okay, so that's on my website. Just go to the sessions tab and put in the words thank you, all one words, thank you, and you'll get 20% off, and that's for the next couple of weeks. I'm also giving a class on the solstice 1221 with my friend Lewis, and that's called the Gift of Abundance. It's going to be a lovely class. Always good to do things on the solstice. Taking a group to Ireland in April as well. So lots coming up. And I'll be making lots of changes and so on, but I will keep doing this as long as I can. Would you all take a breath with me, please? I would just like to close by saying a prayer and taking a breath for those who do not have the presence of mind to take a breath for themselves in this moment. It's so easy to get caught up in one's mind with one's challenges and concerns and worries. We take a breath, we move that. We take a breath, we remember how much we have in common, we have in unity with everyone else, no matter what it looks like and how it feels like. Underneath all of that, we beat with the same hearts. I wish you all a wonderful Thanksgiving. The very best for you all. I wish you a good time with your families, with your friends. I appreciate you spending this time with me here. And I will say for the moment, cheerio. I've got to take the kids to the orthodontist now. So happy Thanksgiving to you all. God bless, be well, and see you again soon.